We are live.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to our 63rd edition of Mann Darpan. And this is extra special because today we are also celebrating the 12th annual TTWW. And what does TTWW mean? Teachers Training Weekend Workshop, something that we've been doing over the past 12 years, and last year and this year have been the online edition. Well, this is Dr. Fabian Almeida, psychiatrist, counselor, and motivator, wishing you well and asking you to keep collaborating in our efforts for mental wellness and positivity. This is what our programs are all about, bringing forth mental health awareness and taking away the stigma. And we cannot do this without you. Well, today our focus is on the teacher. And my dear friends, you will agree with me that the role of the teacher is super important. While the parent is the first teacher at home, it is the teacher who becomes the parent at school. And the teacher has a wonderful bond with the student all through those years in school. And that is why school mental health becomes very important. The development of mental health balance of the teacher, the student, and the parent is essentially what school mental health is all about. And I come from a family of teachers. My mom has been in the teaching faculty ever since I was born and opened my eyes. And she still is a teacher post retirement in any and every way. My wife, I married a teacher and continue to be the teacher's pet. And of course, there are so many aunts and others and uncles and cousins who are teachers. So I have seen the life of a teacher at very close quarters. Even relevant today is the sacrifice that the teachers make. Everything that they work so hard into the shift that has happened from offline to online, so much happening in the teacher's life. And it is early 12 years back that I thought it was important that we had something to de stress the teacher, something that would bring mental health out of the classroom in an experience for the teachers. So every year, 12 years ago, we started this exercise of the TTWW, taking teachers, a bus full of teachers, representatives from different schools and colleges, taking them for the weekend out just to relax and refresh and rejuvenate. And along with that was an out of the classroom training of mental health. And it was fun, it was new learning, it was so much to do with bonding and fellowship. And this continued, and there are memories that are very special to each one of us. This was a program we look forward to every year. And just to keep the spirit going in the COVID times, we have had it online last year as well as this year. Today, we have got a few teachers with us in this virtual studio who will share their memories and bring forward the relevance of what we've done over the past many years in these COVID times. We will see the relevance that is there and have our take home messages in place. Let me welcome Rense teacher, who is the
Hi.
welcome Rense teacher, who is the
Hi.
principal of Toddlers Nursery. 40 years of teaching experience on your side, and you have that smile which is full of radiance and vibrance. Thank you for being here with us today. And you've always been very enthusiastic of our programs and especially the TTWW. Tell me a memory that is special for you.
Well, I attended one 2 years ago in 2019, and we were a whole girl gang who drove from Borivali to Lonavala. It was all fun on the way, and when we reached Lonavala, I feel it was a very balanced program of informative, educative, and fun, especially the trail that we had outside to the waterfall. It was a memorable one. Yes.
Yes. So the girl gang venture that you all had, that needed a lot of courage to come in from Borivali to Lonavala driving all the way.
Yes, of course. And we had lots of fun having the patata vadas and the chai on the way.
And there was a sense of achievement.
Yes, of course, it was a sense of achievement for just the four of us to travel all the way. It
Good.
with the slashing rains, which was very difficult to drive. Yes, and
Yes.
we had a very
Lonavla.
good driver. Yes,
Lonavla in July is a challenge and a beauty, both as well. Right. Thank
yes.
you. Thank you for sharing that with us. Let me get on board Liz Ma'am. Liz Ma'am is the assistant HM of Fatima High School, Amarnath, and she is again a personality who has always been enthusiastic of our mental health programs at all levels, whether it's for the teachers, whether it is for the students, or whether it is for the parents. Yes, teacher, we want you to tell us what has been your memory or your experience of the TTWW. We can have you unmuted and we can have you in. We could probably be having some internet issues there. We will wait for a few seconds and see if we can get Lizman back in. As a HM, she has always advocated mental health for all levels, making school mental health a very important priority in her school. So glad to have you back, Lizman. We want you to
Thank
share
you.
a memory. Yes.
Actually, frankly speaking, it's exactly 10 years back I attended the program for the first time. So I think in the second and the third one, I was fortunate enough to attend during that time. And I was, the first term, I was very frightened. I don't know for what reason. I was very frightened, like, how it would be, with a lot of fear in my mind when I reached there. And all through the journey, along with doctor, we all were singing and dancing and playing Antakshari. After reaching there, I realized that the child in me started popping out and started enjoying. And it was a thorough, beautiful experience. And the early morning walk to the hills and the waterfall and posing like Titanic scenes with a father priest with us. We had a wonderful time there. And after attending it, I realized, after going there, and I realized it brought so much of change in me because I was very stressed out and I was very kind of a fear in my mind what is in store for me. But it was a very beautiful experience. That is the time I realized, yes, all my teachers should be fortunate enough to attend the program. So one more year I got a chance, but then the later years I had to step back because I have become the HM and I had to give opportunity to my teachers to know what it is. And I started sending my teachers in batches. But the problem was that which I faced, it was a big problem rather, because the teachers who attended one session, they wanted to go for the next session. I said, I cannot afford to do that. I had to give chance to all different teachers. Then I started sending every year. At least two or three teachers were attending the program, and everybody was having a beautiful experience to share with us. Though I realized what I experienced, I started sharing with others, and it is still continuing. I think till the last one we all were there. Till
Yes,
the all
yes,
the
yes.
we missed only 1 year's first year's program we missed. The rest all the time Fatima was there.
Right.
Somebody.
And Fatima has
Yeah.
always, Fatima School has always been a co-partner in our endeavors. So what you say is what we probably call the ripple effect. When you enjoy
Exactly.
something good and you see value in it, you want others to take that forward. And I think it is the calling of every senior teacher, everyone in a position where she can or he can influence other teachers towards channels of proper learning and mental health sensitization. I think that is very, very important. And you have always been a role model of sorts for others in this regard, taking that ripple effect forward. Well, we now will get Sarika ma'am on board. And Sarika ma'am is the primary coordinator at St. Mary's School. So let us have Sarika ma'am on board. Welcome, ma'am. And yes, you have been,
Good
like you
evening,
have a
sir.
frequent flyer on those airplanes. You have been a person who has been there for how many times?
5 times.
5 times. Yes, yes. So, what was your memorable experience? What is it that made you come back?
The first year when I was asked to join the session, it was like first, oh God, another session to go and sit and make notes and learn something. But then when I came there, I saw everything. It was so joyful, so refreshing, so stress relieving that I had decided that each year I'm going to be the part of it. But school also has some protocols that they are going to send new candidates every time because everybody should get a chance. And then I decided I will go on behalf of my school, but I would take a leave and go. So I joined the 5 years. Now this last 2 years I couldn't join because it was not organized as the pandemic, but it was a refreshing experience. Each time I was recharged for the next whole year.
True, true. So you kept coming back, and I think the important aspect was that even if there were protocols, you did something because you followed your heart. You wanted to be a part of the
Yes.
training, and yes, every school had to send representatives because what we did always was we sensitized teachers on topics related to mental health, and then we would give them a training template to go back and train all the other teachers in the school. And in this way, we would have sensitized even more. So, following your heart was important, and you've done that time and time again. Take the message, the concept, and the enlightenment from TTWW so far, so good to so many people. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Let's get Rekha Sharma, ma'am, on board, senior teacher at Fatima High School with over 35 years of experience here. थैंक यू मैम फॉर ज्वाइनिंग इन एंड आपके लिए तो डर के आगे जीत है, ये मिसाल तो बहुत कमाल का है. तो आप बताइए व्हाट वाज इट दैट यू हैव एज एन एक्सपीरियंस एंड अ मेमोरी ऑफ द TTWW. Just a minute, you're muted. We need to unmute you. Just a minute. Yes, yes, yes.
I am a strong woman, but I have one phobia, that is of heights and slopes. Whenever I see the slope, height I can go, but slope, whenever I see, I need someone, to hold me. And there was one task in TTWW training. The next day, we had to reach to the waterfall. And I refused. I said, no, doctor, I will not come. And doctor said, no. He insisted, no, ma'am, you should come. And he gave me the, security of, no, nothing will happen to you. Nothing will happen. You have to come. And you'll be safe, ma'am. I said, okay. And then what he did, he took my one hand and kept on his shoulder. He was walking in front. I was behind. And my other hand was held by my colleague teacher. And he gave instructions to the colleague teacher also to take care of me. And we were singing, and we were like enjoying the nature. And it was like I overcame my fear, and we reached, and the beautiful waterfall was there. And I thought if I wouldn't have come, I would have missed this beautiful sight of waterfall. So that was like
True.
giving strength. Yeah.
Yes, I think we have
Thank you.
always endeavored to say that we have to face our fears, whether it's at TTWW or whether it is at in life itself. And it
Yeah.
was not only the waterfall. Sometimes there were oversized lizards. Once there was a snake in the jungle, which was in the backyard.
Yeah.
There were
That.
monkeys at in and around the place where we went. All of these were so much alike to the challenges we have in life. And unless you face your fears, you can't go forward. And taking help and support and building trust is something that helps us face our fears well. And this memory, I remember you giving your all to be able to go past that fear. And once you saw that beautiful waterfall, you were almost immersed in the golden beauty of that waterfall. And that's
Yeah.
true for all of us in our life. And that has
That's true.
become a wonderful memory for you. Well,
Yes.
we go forward and get our next participant, Asgari ma'am. So we have Asgari ma'am, Silver Jubilee year, 25 years in the teaching experience line, lecturer, Don Bosco School and College at Lonavala. What a pleasure to have you, ma'am. Aap bataiye. आपका एक्सपीरियंस, आपका एहसास?
Good evening, doctor. And it's really very nice to see all of you all. Before I start, I'll just share a few lines of Gulzar Sahab. जी लो हर लम्हा बीत जाने से पहले, जी लो हर लम्हा बीत जाने से पहले, क्योंकि लौट कर सिर्फ यादें आती है, वक्त नहीं। उन्हीं बीते लम्हों के साथ आज मैं दोबारा आपसे मुलाकात करने आई हूँ, वो पुरानी यादें ताज़ा करने आई हूँ। Me being a part of TTWA was just like a song of Rishi Kapoor, actually, whereby it's a platform where people coming from different places and different way of life coming together and sharing. You know, Dr. Fabian, your place is like, you know, people coming together and you make them share all what is disturbing them and just make them behave like a, you know, express them to what they are. So this is one song from Rishi Kapoor's movie, For the Spirit of TTWW.
Great.
जीने के लिए जीने को तो जीते हैं सभी, प्यार भी ना कैसी जिंदगी, जीने को तो जीते हैं सभी, प्यार भी ना कैसी जिंदगी, आओ मिल जुल के सुख दुख बांटे, क्यों हम रहे अजनबी, हम सफर है सभी, हम सफर है सभी, सुर में हमारे आके सुर तो मिला, प्यार भरी नगमे ज़माने को सुना, सुर में हमारे आके सुर तो मिला, प्यार भरे नगमे ज़माने को सुना, लुटा दे किसी के लिए तू अपनी खुशी, जीने को तो जीते हैं सभी, प्यार बिना कैसी जिंदगी, आओ मिल जुल के दुख सुख बांटे, क्यों हम रहे अजनबी, हम सफर है सभी, हम सफर है सभी, ला 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 ला, अपने लिए जो भी जीते हैं यहाँ, उनको भुला दे एक पल में जहाँ, अपने लिए जो भी जीते हैं यहाँ, उनको भुला दे एक पल में जहाँ, रहेंगे दिलों में जो बांटे सबको खुशी, जीने को तो जीते हैं सभी, प्यार भी ना कैसी जिंदगी, आओ मिल जुल के सुख दुख बांटे, क्यों हम रहे अजनबी, हम सफर है सभी, हम सफर है सभी.
Wow, and like Nushal says and appreciates, what a soothing voice. Twinkle also has mentioned our people joining in, Anil Kumar Patil, Janet Silvera, Regelina, Dilip Thakur, all of them complimenting all you teachers for taking mental health forward. And like we came across now, yes, at the TTWW, it was people who would come as strangers but go ahead as friends. And those friendships, and some of them have stood the test of time over all these 12 years. And that has been the essence of TTWW. And of course, the memories. यादें आपने सही फरमाया कि that those golden memories are some things that give us strength to move ahead, especially when times are not too comfortable or in these COVID times that we have. Pyar bina kaise zindagi? Love is something that makes the world go round. Well, these COVID times have been stressful times, difficult times, especially so for teachers. and teachers have had this online shift, so much of responsibility, deadlines, overlapping of personal and professional life and space. And it has been difficult with teachers being affected with COVID and their near and dear ones also having died to COVID. Uh, I would like Liz Mann to talk about this despair or this scenario amidst the teachers and what you have done for that.
Uh, Actually, initial difficulty the teachers were having, facing with online classes and coping with the new technology, as they were managing it up and going on quite well, that is a time one by one many of my teachers started infected. The entire family has been affected by COVID, and teachers losing their dear ones, immediate family members due to COVID. And it was a great shock for all of them because they all are confined to home, managing the school on one side, the other side managing their emotions, their sorrow, nobody to share. Once they are coming to school, they know that they have their friends around and to talk to share their sorrow. And if they have come to such a stage, like total kind of a desperate situation, not knowing what to do. Even I was worried, like whatever help we could do is just make a call to them, speak to them for a while, knowing that it's not going to give a kind of solution or a kind of comfort. So I was just sharing it with the Dr. Fabian, Doctor, like in what way we could help, even though we are knowing the technology is advanced, but we are not thinking in that line in this situation. The doctor said, no problem, we are ready. I'm ready to help you out. So that is the time we realize, okay, something has to be done for their mental health. Because otherwise, I think I am going to get a set of teachers whose personality must have changed totally. And that is the time doctor came as a blessing. He conducted the session on Zoom, and the response which I got after that, I was like one of the most beautiful day I was feeling. And I was thinking, why I delayed so much? I should have done it a little more earlier. And certain beautiful things happen only in God's time. That is what happened. And the teachers were comforted so much, and they got a way through. Like doctor has explained it so well, because many were having inhibition. How can I call? How can I go to somebody? All that. But doctor has given a clear-cut, ready-made formula how to go ahead for getting the past or what has happened, how to overcome that. And I feel that was a real blessing. So I was even, while I was sharing with my other teacher friends, they were telling we also definitely would like to have this session in for our teachers also, because I think I have around 14 of my teachers, entire family was infected with COVID, and two teachers losing their immediate family member, which was a great shock for them. So I think that session helped them out a lot, and they got a breakthrough, like how we can go ahead with it, how they
True,
can
true.
face the challenge. Thank you so
Yes.
much, doctor. Thank you so
Yes, no,
much.
I think it is the role of every mental health professional to spread the essence of stability and strength and being able to cope with these difficult times. And I think every counselor, every psychiatrist has been busy doing this over the past 1 year and 4 months. We've had webinars, we've had these Zoom meets, we have had focused and targeted sessions and everything to help us adapt with what the situation is. My wife, as I said, is a teacher, and I have seen the teacher community stand by each other when somebody's husband or somebody's relative has been in hospital, has been in the ICU, or then a death in the family. Teachers standing by each other and helping and giving support, which is so vital at this point of time. This has been something that is a requirement because the stress on the teacher community also has been really large. The changing rules, the assessments, going back to previous years' internal assessments, matching them with this year's marks, etc. It has been a complicating time and a difficult time and a demanding time for teachers. And in spite of that all, yes, they have stood tall. And therefore, we have to continue to give our support to the teacher community. Rense ma'am, the online shift that had to happen. Now, senior teachers like you, 40 years in the field, I think this could be a challenge. As a principal of toddlers nursery, how did you experience this challenge of shift to online and how did you combat that?
Well, Well, it was difficult first because there was a lot of apprehensions whether this would work with small children. So instead of starting in June, we started in November. Meanwhile, we did a study with and questioning the pediatrician, counselors, psychiatrists, whether this would affect the mental health of the small children. That was the first challenge we faced. Second challenge was to get the children's attention span. So for that, we needed to do a lots of brainstorming. So we planned some activities for them because we had class 1 hour a day for 5 days. And the third challenge was, as you said, I have got 40 years of experience of classroom. So to come from classroom to a virtual classroom was a big challenge. Did take help from parents, from my husband, and from some teachers who had already conducted the classes.
I think you brought out very beautifully the fact that with this online shift, the focus had to be on shorter duration of classes, making it action packed and involvement. That was very important because, as they say, to teach is to learn twice over. And when you're teaching them and you get the children to properly help and teach the others, forming a buddy system or getting to discuss the topics again as they would teach each other, the involvement level was prime. And when you involve, then you teach much better. That was the need of the hour in these online classes, and the need for support systems. Your husband, the parents, etc., we had to face this challenge not alone. We could take support, and whenever we are faced with crisis or disaster, support systems form our safety net. So this is something we need to keep in mind and reiterate and help others to understand as well. When there are challenges, you don't have to be a superwoman, you don't have to be a superhero and take everything on your own shoulders. It's okay to not be okay, and it's then the support system that takes center stage. Very well put. Let us also see, every time at the TTWW, there were some core aspects that were important for every TTWW. Let's touch upon three and see its relevance for today. Sarika ma'am, yes, I think every TTWW, right from the time we got into the buses, I would emphasize and my team would shout out together with me, code word adjustment, right? Whether it was to get people sitting on the last
Adjustment.
seats, etc., and getting everything so smoothly, it was always code word adjustment. You think this is relevant today as well?
Yes, of course, it is relevant for the current situation because adjustment, because of adjustment, we could adjust our physical classrooms to a virtual classroom. Children could adapt that. Teachers had to adapt it because it was really very difficult at the beginning for everybody to adapt this. But we had to adjust with the situation as the demand of the situation is we have to adjust. And that code word which was every time given by you during the session, which I have attended for 5 years, made me more efficient to adjust myself.
Right. So the essence of
Yes.
TTWW, code word adjustment, is something that is applicable today and essential today. The next one that we always emphasized was new learning. Rekha ma'am, what would you have to say about this and its relevant today?
New learning means every day is a new day, and one whoever is teaching learns in the act of teaching, and whoever learns teaches in the act of learning. We are learning new things daily, and during pandemic we all have learned, all teachers have learned to manage with the online classes, to make online lessons, to record them. There are various ways. We had to wait till late night, till there is total silence. We have learned to take the Zoom meets for clearing their doubts, for their the sun results, and also for their revision. We have learned to make the Google forms
Yes.
for exam. There are so many new learnings, like there are so many things we all teachers have learned new during this pandemic, and which is relevant to the TTWW, where also we get to learn many new things
Right.
during,
I think
yeah,
you put
during
it
that
very
training.
beautifully well. Me with my team, and we would invite speakers and we would have people to tell us newer things about probably the old things that are important in our life, or new learning related to the mind, body, teacher, classroom, student interaction, all of that. And that
Yeah.
becomes important and relevant today as well. New
Yes.
learning. And finally, fun and fellowship. This is the core at which our school mental health experience of the TTWW has always been. And who better to talk about this than Asgari man? Yes, man. Fun and fellowship.
Yeah, yeah. I very much believe into this, Dr. Fabian. For a simple reason, what I believe is that there is always something to learn from everybody. Maybe it is a child's, as an individual, as a person, or a life. Every individual life speaks of its own story. So I feel ki it should be see, and when I talk about teaching learning, it is always two ways. So whenever we are continuing with this process of teaching and all, I feel we as teachers itself has to have very lightness about everything, to accept that every human being who is coming front of us has a lot of thing to teach us. And that's how, when we accept, my way of looking at things is to accept all the situations what are coming into your life, laugh at things that you what you can laugh at. The more you are relaxed, I feel you empty yourself from all the burdens to accept new things. And in this situation, when things are so many things day and night we are listening, so many things are coming regarding health, regarding different worries, what's going to happen next. We are already overburdened. Putting in new information will be possible only while relaxing ourselves. So I always believe, whenever you get a chance, जहाँ मौका मिले मुस्कुरा दो. और
Very
देखा जाए
true.
तो एक जिंदगी में कश्मकश चलती रहती है, थोड़ा मुस्कुरा लो, अपने दिल को हल्का कर लो, ताकि नई इन्फॉर्मेशन को
Bilkul.
दोबारा.
Laughter is still the best medicine. And as
Yeah,
Mark Doran
absolutely. It's
says, the art of teaching is the art of assisting discovery. And it was here that we would discover a new aspect of ourselves, our strengths, our weaknesses. We had some teachers who would come to the TTWW and meet their own teachers who have taught them in school. And it was such a wonderful fellowship feeling that was there. So, fun, laughter, fellowship, the core aspects of our TTWW has been something that is relevant today in COVID times also. You need to be virtually in touch with your friends and family, with people to support and make them feel good. And all of this can help a stronger sense of balance of mind. So, this is important today. Remember, it's only physical distancing that we are talking about, not
yeah.
social distancing. Socially, we have to come closer as a community so that we are stronger together. And a surprise today for all of us is to get our Linda ma'am, our mentor who has been with us all 12 years of the TTWW, supported me in every endeavor for mental health and especially school mental health. By herself, she is a beacon of light for the counseling, as she is with the Department of Psychology at St. Xavier's College. So many years of wisdom and experience, and she has been there for every TTWW right from its inception. Welcome, Linda ma'am, to the show. It's such a pleasure to have you today as part of this. How does it feel to be associated with TTWW all these years? What's your take?
I think that it's a very interesting and a very strong endeavor that you have taken, not just to train teachers, but to provide fellowship for teachers to meet each other. And it goes very much with the philosophy that I believe in, where, you can't use a knife that's not sharpened. Every year and every time you need a sharp knife, and I think that the TTW provided that sharpening on several levels, right from the traveling to the fellowship in the rooms to the extracurricular activities and the kind of creative experiences that you have provided. I think that it just allowed teachers to come together, to look at each other as a community, to enjoy, have fun, and learn so much. So I think that it was a great endeavor and it was a very different experience. It's very hard to get teachers to leave their home unless they're going for a picnic. I never understood, a teacher being myself, and I've taken a session and left the same day. I never understood how you could get 80 of them coming on a Saturday, staying there all of the Saturday overnight, and leaving on Sunday. So I found that was an amazing experience, that they were willing to keep their families behind. Some might have smaller children, older parents, but I thought that the energy, and I've seen people come over and over again, because every time I developed an exercise, I wanted to know, are the same teachers coming? And I know that many of the same teachers came over the several years, and I think that it was the energy and the experience that made them come. So I thought it was a very fruitful endeavor.
I think the challenge each time for us as we set the table right for the teachers, the participants coming in, was to give that element of surprise and challenge again and again for over these 12 years. And it wouldn't have been possible without you, Linda ma'am. So thank you for being a special part of TTWW all these years and the years to go. We had thought that the COVID wave would settle down, and this year we would have a special TTWW experience in Goa, but probably it didn't happen. Maybe it's supposed to be bigger, brighter, and better for next year post COVID, and I'm sure it will be rocking. So let's get forward and put this future forward. If we are looking forward, what is it that is important at this point of time? Let's have our thoughts from Sarika ma'am and Rekha Sharma ma'am. So, Sarika ma'am, what do you think will be important for us to take forward from here? We can have Sarika ma'am, or
Yes,
yes,
yes.
Rekha Sharma
So,
ma'am. Go ahead. Yes.
yes. So, the teachers is also important now, as the teachers are actually overburdened. So, mental health is very important. If the teacher's mental health is, she could uh, the students as
I think we are having a
well. So,
little.
such sessions should be conducted every.
Yes.
Okay,
So the
am I audible,
emphasis,
sir?
as you rightly said, Sarika ma'am, the emphasis, we must not forget the mental health of teachers. Since the challenges have increased manyfold for the teachers, the need to be sensitive about mental health of teachers is important. And therefore, it is nice that schools have recognized this. Just last week, I did a session for a school in Bellary, and this has been the boon of the virtual platform, that we are able to reach across online. And schools have understood the need for this, for teachers especially, and they're having numerous sessions to be on par with them, to understand their own mental health, to have suggestions, to empower them, to feel the strength from within. All of this, which becomes important in these challenging pandemic times. Rekha Sharma, ma'am, what would you also want to emphasize as we go forward?
As we go forward, I would like to emphasize for the healthy mental health of children. When children were coming to class, they were having interaction with teachers. They could clear their doubts on the spot. They had a peer to peer interaction. They had friends to share whatever were their grievances, whatever their joys were. and that friendship is helping them out, that uh, this was stopped due to pandemic, and now children are alone at home, and if parents are working, they are staying all alone, and some of them have gone into depression. Their mental health has gone into like it's because of the overburdening of maybe online classes, which is uh, reacting over their eyes, their physical health also, as there is no physical exercises or out class, like they're not going out of the class or even out of their house. Every home has become a classroom. So for this, if uh, such sessions or some sessions like uh, the refreshing sessions doctor takes, if they are organized for the children, they would leave from their monotonous style of learning, and they would have a better output of what they are learning.
True.
And
I think, yes, you've put it so beautifully right. It is important to make life a little more full of fun for them because the challenges are tremendous, as you've outlined. And hum to, theek hai, we think that we can manage better, but they've also lost 1 year, 4 months of their childhood, a very beautiful and precious time. So we have to make it better for them. I must commend St. Thomas School Kalyan for having dedicated workshops and for the students, especially the 8th, ninth, and 10th. And we had these for the students online sessions, helping them through and emphasizing mental health balance, which, as you rightly said, is so important. The as is said, they will forget what you said, but they will not forget how you made them feel. And if we
yeah,
help our students feel good in every class that we have online that is there now, I think we would have more than done our role as an effective teacher. Let's have some messages from the others on the panel. So, Liz, ma'am, what would you like to say?
Actually, what I was thinking, if you can take care of their mental health of the teachers as well as the students, definitely school, even though it is happening in their home, you will be able to create a happy home or a happy school. So for that, we have to take care of their mental health. In fact, I was just hoping, I was just wishing that we all could, when I was knowing about this workshop, that I was thinking in the entire school and their staff could participate in one of those workshops and refresh ourselves, because it's a need of the hour, because everybody wanted to have some kind of change. And I think mental health, that is the first thing. Then only the secondly, the physical health, that aspect comes up. So what I feel, that every head of the schools, you should take some initiative to see that they are taking care of mental health of the teachers as well as the students. Actually, we did one session with Dr. Fabian. We are even planning for the session we are not yet completed for the primary as well as the pre-primary. We are even planning for that, and have a booster dose often. And also for the children, we are planning, we already scheduled this kind of sessions by our counselors. So he said even though children are at home, they could be able to involve them,
Great.
they could involve them in some activities. So
Yes.
doctor, we are booking you now for the rest of the teachers and
Yes,
for the
I think,
for
like we've
the for
said,
the for the booster
yes,
dose, because we all need that
yes.
booster dose to
So
go
just
ahead.
as we need
That is what
the
I
booster
feel
dose
personally.
with the vaccination, we need booster doses for mental health as well. And
Exactly.
psychiatrists and counselors all over have risen to this challenge. And we have also trained ourselves to be able to be as effective as we used to be on in the offline sessions that we had. So we over time have changed. We've known how to feel the pulse of our audience even in a virtual classroom, and make it really effective for them, because it is the need of the hour. A lot of praises coming in from Twinkle, from Janet, Janet teacher, Shilpa Saraf, Chandamani Tiwari, Sushila Gupta, Dilip Thakur, all saying that hats off to the teacher, Kiran Sharma as well, saying that the teachers are doing a great job, and it makes me feel very proud. Shilpa Bhatt as well says that teachers, we are proud of you, of how you are going through these challenging times, and it is with this trust we are surrendering our children in your hands, because we know you will give them a wonderful future ahead. Rense ma'am, what do you have to say?
Well, I would suggest that you conduct more TTW because that really helps. Yes, definitely. It helps, and especially for the younger children, teachers of younger children. I don't know whether you have conducted for those teachers. Normally, we concentrate more for the older children, and also for parents, how to deal with them besides teachers. So they can be like one support group.
True, true. And I think, together we have to make people realize that we have to move forward. Vipasi, Michelle teacher, all of them have said, yes, we must sensitize teacher, parent, and child towards mental health. To move forward, whatever has happened has been difficult, but keep our future in mind, live for today and make the most of today, and let bygones be bygones. We have learned how to deal better with a crisis, and we draw the strength from within. If we fall short of our strength, we can take help from our teachers, from our peers, from counselors, or from psychiatrists. Askari ma'am, what do you have to say? Yes, you have to unmute. Yes.
My message for the coming times is to accept that everyone has something good in themselves. Secondly, is accept life as it comes, because this time will also pass away, and pick up all those small moments of joy which life is giving you right away now. Also, this also talking to you and talking to this panel is also giving me such a great joy, simply because you are beautiful and you are made beautiful. I would just like to say a few lines, Doctor, to you, the way you have taken TTWW, and to all the members who were part of TTWW. That yes, uh, अच्छे तो है हम, but I just have few lines कि कितने अच्छे हो आप. बड़े अच्छे लगती है ये धरती, ये नदियाँ, ये रहना और तुम, बड़े अच्छे लगती है ये धरती, ये नदियाँ, ये रहना और तुम, धीरे धीरे हौले हौले चुपके से अब होगा, कहते हैं ये प्यार जिसे हम ना जाने कब होगा, धीरे धीरे हौले हौले चुपके से अब होगा, कहते हैं ये प्यार जिसे हम ना जाने कब होगा, बड़े अच्छे लगते हैं ये मौसम, ये बातें डॉक्टर साहब, ये उलझन और तुम, हाँ हाँ कुछ जाना कुछ अनजाना सा मुझको तो वो लागे, सारी रहना सपना बनके वो आँखों में जागे, बड़े अच्छे लगते हैं ये तारे नजारे, ये चंदा और तुम, बड़े अच्छे लगते हैं ये धरती, ये नदियाँ, ये रहना और तुम.
Wonderful, wonderful. What wonderful talent. And using your talent for everyone else is again a TTWW core concept. Use your talent.
It's
if
my
not,
pleasure.
you will lose it like we lost our tails, right? This wonderful platform that we've had, I think the important A's that we brought across today to the fore has been adaptability, acceptance, attitude, appreciation, and affection. And all of you all brought that so beautifully well out today. As we conclude, a few announcements. Our grief support, we have a free grief support group that runs on the second and the fourth Saturday of every month at 7 p.m. That starts after this program. It's on a Zoom platform. You need to register with us on via WhatsApp 908 209 3848. So remember the number for registrations 908 209 3848. We have our Ouch, which is the session for overthinkers every second and fourth Sunday at 12 o'clock. It's happening tomorrow. Don't miss that. Insta Live, which is tomorrow, scheduled at 8 o'clock. We have a YouTuber and social media influencer, Sharati Shetty, as our guest tomorrow, as we have the next session of Bato Bato Mein on Insta Live. Don't miss it. It's going to be interesting and, as we say, uncontroversial, but you must enjoy it. And Wellsprings Counseling is our handle for FB and social media, Instagram, etc. Follow us on Wellsprings Counseling. And as all the teachers have pointed out, that we need to do something for the kids and help their mental health challenges to be more balanced. We have Mentastic. Mentastic 21 was a great time, the group that we had for kids online in May, and we plan to take that forward. The details of Mentastic 21-22 will unfold next Saturday on the next edition of Mann Darpan. So keep joining us for Mann Darpan. Let's have a Kodak moment with all of our guests at their smiling best, their twinkling 32s, so that we have a memory of the 12th online TTWW. And y'all have made it happen, so please smile. Yes. Thank you very, very much. And we must also thank our man behind the scenes, Anirudh Sapatnekar. So, Anirudh, can you show yourself up? You saved the best for last. Yes. Thank you very much for being with us through all of this. So we get now all of us on board. Smile, please. Yes. Thank you to our audiences. Thank you for people. This has been a YouTube and an FB Live program. So please tell the others to join in and see this if they haven't watched it. If they've missed it, there are things that are really relevant for parent, child, and teacher through our TTWW core concepts that we have shared. You will get it all on 1MD platform, isn't it? Right? Yeah. So thank you once again. Thank you, Asgari ma'am, Rense ma'am, Sarika ma'am, Linda ma'am, Rekha ma'am, and Liz Manuel ma'am. It has been a wonderful pleasure having y'all all. So we can unmute and say bye to our audiences and hope for the very best as we go forward ahead. Pandemic times or no, we will stay strong. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. All the best to
Thank,
everyone. Good night and
thank you,
God
doctor.
bless.
Thank you, doctor.
God
Thank you,
bless
doctor.
you.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.